Just because you got that F up there for a felony doesn't mean the government's going to can run your life for the rest of your life. And I decided to do something about it. I paid my dues. Now I need, it's my constitutional right to vote.
According to the Sentencing Project, more than an estimated 6 million American citizens couldn't vote in the 2016 presidential election because of a felony conviction. The laws vary state by state. Many states automatically restore voting rights to felons after they leave jail or prison. Others wait until the end of probation or parole. And there are states where a felony conviction can mean losing the right to vote forever.
But the minute you remove those obstacles, you're able to let somebody successfully reintegrate back into their community if you give them the right to vote, if you give them access to jobs and housing and education. What we see is that the very same people that was a burden on our society now becomes an asset.
Desmond Meade is the president of the Florida Rights and Restoration Coalition, which led the campaign to restore the right to vote for returning citizens in Florida. But it's been an uphill battle. In 2018, Florida voters passed Amendment 4, a measure that restored voting rights to people with nonviolent felony convictions once they served their time. But in 2019, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill declaring that even if somebody does their time, they can't register to vote until they've paid everything they owe.
If you were robbed and someone's convicted of taking, $3,000 out of your house and they were ordered to pay you $3,000 of restitution and they didn't do it, did they complete the sentence?
That triggered lawsuits and claims that the restrictions were an illegal poll tax. But earlier this month, a federal appeals court ruled that it's okay to require payment of fines and fees. Desmond, that must have been a huge blow. All the work you put in and the fact that Florida voters voted to pass Amendment 4. What was your response to that?
I mean, that was a blow to democracy. That was a blow to 774,000 returning citizens in Florida that had some type of legal financial obligation. No state should force a person to choose between putting food on their kid's plate or voting. That voting should be unencumbered and free. And this was an opportunity for patriots, for defenders of democracy across the country to step up and free to vote here in Florida. I'm okay with knowing that we may have to fight a little bit more, but what's keeping me holding on is the fact that Amendment 4 is still intact and that there is a pathway. We just have to remove some of these obstacles that have remained there because of the court's decision.
I had no money when I got out of prison. I had zero, nothing. They just cut me loose and said, "We don't want to see you again." I said, "Don't worry about that. You will never see me back here again." And so, I got to thinking about, I need to sign up for my registration. I need my restoration rights to vote. I called the clerk of circuit court. They told me how much I owed. I couldn't afford it. It was $1,000.
Thanks to help from the Florida Rights and Restoration Coalition, Gary Daughtry was able to pay off his court fines, allowing him to register to vote. There are countless stories like Gary's, stories of people who've done their time, but simply haven't been able to pay all their dues. Why is it so hard for people to pay their fines?
I mean, so one of the reasons is a lot of people are too poor to pay the fines. Right. The other thing is that the state does not have a centralized database system that a person can just come and just find everything out. Right. Especially if an individual may have fines or convictions in multiple counties.
And with the Florida voting registration deadline inching closer and closer, some big names with big wallets have chipped in to help. Billionaire and former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg just pledged millions to help people pay their outstanding court fees. But some argue this is a political move to give Democrats a leg up.
It's not for any felon. It's not for any circumstance. They're specifically targeting African Americans because they believe in Florida, African Americans will vote 90 to 95% for Joe Biden. So this
shouldn't be a political issue. These politicians are making it a political issue. The Republicans and the Democrats, both of them. So I've got it. I'm registered to vote. I called down there to make sure I was registered to vote, and they said, yes, you are in our system. And I said, well, I'll see you on November 3rd.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.